Creatures of the night, it's your girl Tati. Let's talk about New Japan tonight wrestling Dontaku. We have been on the road to this event, and you know what? I know a lot of people was looking forward to this because night two was supposed to have the last matches of both Bushi and Naito. We'll talk about that in a moment. And there was some things that were some surprises for me. And overall, I thought that the shows were great. Night one, I did enjoy, but night two gave me everything your girl needed. So some things I'm just gonna be like so-and-so won, whatever. While everything else I'm just gonna go a little bit at length about because these are things that are really shaping up, things that are coming up. Don't forget, next Friday we will have a pay-per-view, the New Japan Pro Wrestling Resurgence pay-per-view. If you live in Ontario, Canada, go ahead and check that out. If you can get yourself some tickets, I will be doing a live stream for that. And if you can't watch that, go ahead and check out the review once I post it after the show. First match of night one, we do have Master Watu teaming up with Oleg Boltin, Toru Yano, and Yo to go against TMDK, which was Hartley Jackson, Kosei Fujita, Robbie Eagles, and Rohei Ora. Really great matchup, giving us something to do. I really do like both of these teams, but I will say this, as of late, I have just been impressed. Something about Oleg Boltin that has just been, oh my God, that's a man's man. Lord have mercy. Everything about him is just absolutely just damn near perfect. I love seeing him in the ring, very dominating as of late, and even taking the win for his team by just with the greatness of ease. Just taking down our boy Hartley Jackson like it was nothing. Y'all know Hartley is a big dude, and I've been watching Oleg lately, and I've just been so impressed. I can't wait to see what they're going to be doing with him in the future. Now, up next, we do have Just for Guys teaming up with Tomohiro Ishii to go against Los Ingobernables del Japón, which is Bushi, Takahashi, Naito, and Yota Tsuji. I was a little emotional knowing that this is the second to last match that we're going to see Naito and Bushi be part of. And I'm okay with them doing matches where they are in multi-man matches or tag matches or whatnot. I don't necessarily know if these are the last matches that they're ever going to have in their careers, but I do appreciate when wrestlers, when they're going to retire or have their last matches, that they don't necessarily try to focus on just themselves. Sometimes they realize that maybe it would be best for me to do a match with teaming up with me, my best guy pals, and, doing what we love to do rather than going out there having a one-on-one match, which may not be the best way for certain wrestlers, depending on their condition, to be able to do for a last match. So I thought they got their point across. As of late, I have been enjoying Taichi and Ishii as a team. They are like my I never really thought that I necessarily would care for this team, but their chemistry is just absolutely amazing. They recently had a match at Red Zone last week, and they just impressed me. Their chemistry absolutely impressed me. They went against Naito and Takahashi, and that match was so great. The referee did kind of fuck things up a little bit, but it was really, really great. But Just Four Guys end up taking the win. Now, for some people, I think there was going to be like, well, Bushi, Naito, they're pretty much out the door. They should be wanting to leave. And honestly, I don't think that's the case. They've been able to prove whatever they needed to prove throughout their entire time within New Japan. So I don't think that they need to win just because they're heading out the door. Matter of fact, most cases, I think it's better when they don't. Really great matchup. Now after this, we have trios action. We have United Empire, Colin Newman teaming up with the Great Okan and Jacob Austin Young to go against Goto, Yoshihashi, and Taguchi. For this, I was just like, this is a little warm up for tomorrow, the next night, for when Colin Newman goes against Goto for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. It's been quite a little bit of, it's just one of those things where, like, we do have United Empire, who months ago had vacated the IWGP tag titles due to injury. The Young Bucks got them. Who else got them after that? And then after the Young Bucks, it was Naito and Takahashi. And then here was the Great Okan and wait, was it the Great Okan? It was not the Great Okan. It was Colin Newman and Jeff Cobb that ended up getting those titles off of LIJ. Now, when they won them titles, here of not even like 2 weeks later, here is Jeff Cobb basically saying, yeah, you know what? I don't want to be here no more longer. So he ends up leaving the company, having to vacate the titles, unfortunately. Now, we do get Colin Newman and Great Okan that does end up getting the titles at this point. But then they kind of be like, yeah, you know what? We're really sorry that your tag team partner pretty much decided that he won't be here no more and you had to vacate the title. Well, why don't we put you in a match with Goto for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, which we're going to get in night 2. We'll talk about that in a moment. However, we do guess Goto team ends up taking the win, which I'm okay with. We're going to talk a little bit more about what happens with the title match for the main event in night 2. Now after this, ELP puts his TV title on the line against Konosuke Takeshita. Lord have mercy. Rocky Romero was ringside with Takeshita, and Rocky just looked like a whole motherfucking snack. Oh my god, he just looks so beautiful. Anyway, 15 minutes. I always forget the whole thing. When it comes to TV titles, 15 minutes. Whether it's New Japan or if it's Ring of Honor, TV titles, 15-minute time limit. You gotta do what you gotta do within 15 minutes. Now, ELP, great wrestler. Takeshita, even better. I'm just being maybe a little bit biased, but I do prefer Takeshita in the ring. No matter what he does, he is always just so full of energy, and you never really think that he's just coming off other matches. Like you will see him several times a night. He is a motherfucking workhorse. For me, I was like, you know what? Put another title on Takeshita. I really don't mind. However, the match ends up going into a time limit draw. For anybody who wants to see that, they did post the full match on the New Japan X account, so you can watch the whole match if you want to see that. I don't know if they put it on YouTube, but the whole match is there if you want to see it. They gave it their all. ELP was just like, all I gotta do is get this motherfucker to keep going for 15 minutes and I can just retain. Now, yes, he ends up retaining due to there being a time limit draw. And to be honest with you, it sucks. It absolutely sucks. However, it makes sense because at the Resurgence pay-per-view that we're going to have on Friday, they will be going against each other. But this time for Takeshita's title, the Never Openweight Championship will be on the line. So they'll go against each other again. The time limit won't be at 15 minutes, maybe a 30-minute time limit. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think they announced that at this point. But we'll be able to see them go at it again. And maybe, just maybe, ELP could get that title off of Takeshita. I doubt it. After this, we have one-on-one action with our president, Tanahashi, going against Zack Sabre Jr. They have had, up until that point, I think 13 matches together, and it was really, really great. I was a little bit nervous thinking that Tanahashi maybe not be able to keep up with Zack Sabre Jr. I'll just be honest, I love President Tanahashi, but some of the matches are a hit and the rest of them are misses, and I did appreciate this match. I think he worked really well with Zack, but Zack is always a step ahead no matter who he's in the ring with and ends up taking the win. Now, I absolutely appreciated Zack at the end of this, you know, feeling some type of way. He's not the type of guy to wear his emotions on his sleeves. And, you know, he bows down to Tanahashi. He's making sure he's okay after the match. And you can see that mutual respect between the two of them. Zack Sabre Jr., I don't want to hear no rumors. He ain't going nowhere. Now, after this, we do have Shingo Takagi going against Shota Umino. Shota Umino, he been at the gym. I appreciate when I see somebody working on their figure. I appreciate that. However, there is still this disconnect. Like, even on commentary, they're talking about this disconnect when it comes to Shota Umino and the fans and how he's still trying to find himself. And Shingo Takagi, I'm watching this whole match and I'm just like, he's single or what? He is ruthless with Shota Umino. And you know what? that's perfectly fine. Shota, if he's going to want to make it in not just New Japan, but as a wrestler, he's going to have to go through these type of wrestlers. And he's trying to prove himself. Even if he's going to lose, he needs to show people that he can make it with someone in the ring like Shingo Takagi. He gets his ass whooped, yes. However, I'm kind of impressed with how resilient he is. I think he's going to have to do so much more to make things work. You know, he got the black hair, no more colored hair. It's growing a little bit. He's wearing all white. He has a shirt of a picture of himself on the shirt. I don't know how to describe it, but whatever. And something about it, I don't know. I like him. But am I drawn to him as a wrestler? Definitely not right now. Main event, we have the Bullet Club dog pound match. It's in the steel cage. To be honest, I don't care about the Japanese steel cages. It's just not enough to me. But whatever. Obviously, we have the War Dogs on one end, and then we have the steel cage, not steel cage, we have House of Torture on the other. This match is 5-on-5. However, House of Torture does have other members who are outside the ring that are getting involved. We had Red Shoes as the referee, and his motherfucking ass just could not have any control. When you have steel cage matches, I don't care what promotion it is, it's best to have a referee in the ring and then another one out. So if you're not familiar with the steel cage that they're using in Japan, it's a lot of space between the actual cage structure and the ring. So like a whole bunch of shit could be happening and you're still in the ring. That's how much space there is, not like other promotions. And for me, there should have been another referee out there to be able to keep their eyes on things, making sure everybody's okay, because we had all types of weapons and all this shit going on, and you want to just make sure everything is going great while you're also having to keep your eye out with who's in the ring, because the only way to win this match is by having someone submit or pinning someone in the ring. So nothing outside the ring necessarily truly matters in terms of you taking the win. Gabe Kidd was out for like 10-15 minutes, bleeding out outside the ring. We had tables, we had chairs, we had barbed wires, we had forks. They were taking a fork. Drilla Maloney came out there with like a whole fork set, okay? And then he comes on out there, I forgot who it was that took the fork and started stabbing him in the forehead with it over and over and over again. And when they did that, I was just like, please, this is Drilla Maloney we're talking about. Just leave the face alone. That's the money maker. Just go a little bit further back in the head and do what you gotta do with the fork. But just the face, leave it alone. The match was great. While we're having this match, things are planting a little further between David Finlay and Evil. And so with there being a lot of things going on, you would have to pay attention to what's going on with Evil and David Finlay. They got their whole other match just going on within this match. However, Gabe Kidd at some point regains consciousness, I don't know how, and ends up ending the match off with Red Narita with a pile driver from the top rope onto a table wrapped around with barbed wire. Red Narita was leaking all over the place. So much blood. Same thing with Gabe Kidd. Gabe Kidd was full of blood in his face too, but what made Gabe look so intriguing is those icy blue eyes with the blood running down his face. Oh my God, I'm in love. Absolutely in love. The imagery of that was great. I know some people don't care about all that blood, but for me, it's beautiful. Yes, War Dogs end up taking the win, which is exactly what I thought was going to happen. After War Dogs the whole group got their ass whooped last week, they had a little a redemption by taking the win. And honestly, I thought it was a really great way to end the night. And you know what? I don't know where things are going in terms of advancing for the entire group. However, we do have Evil towards the end of this match, who had a dog collar around David Finlay's neck with a long chain. He throws it onto the other side of the cage, and he's pulling and pulling and pulling, damn near killing David Finlay. And after that match, they end up announcing that they're going to have a dog collar match. I'm not entirely sure which show, but I'll let you guys know as soon as I know. I cannot wait to find out which one of these two is going to kill each other first during that match. Now on to night two. When I tell you that the vibe was so different, the number one thing you're gonna realize just an hour in is how fast the show is moving. Not necessarily a bad thing, but it's really noticeable. By the time we were an hour and 20 minutes into the show, we already just had our fifth match. Like everybody would just like go out there, entertain, and leave. It's Sunday. Everybody just coming from church. We tired. We was at the show last night. We're just gonna go out there, have a good time, but not for a long time. Now, we do start off with tag team action. We have Batten Bora Bora and Mentai Kid going against Geto and Ishimori. Geto's and Ishimori team end up taking the win. It's a little starter match to start the show. Then we have United Empire, Jacob, Austin Young teaming up with Great Okan to go against Master Watu and Yoshihashi. Master Watu, Yoshihashi ends up taking a win. A little warm up for the show as well. Now, just to warm you up a little bit more, the beautiful women from Stardom come out to have a showcase match. These girls, I wonder how the Stardom showcase actually helps in terms of more people, the New Japan crowd going over to watch them. I've seen them do showcase over in Ring of Honor. Didn't last too long, and it's something that I wish we would be able to see a little bit more, especially with within AEW. That would definitely spice things up a bit if we were to be able to have a little bit more when it comes to having some of the women from Stardom coming over to wrestle. So for the showcase match, we do have Starlight Kid with Azumi and teaming up with Ayana Mizumori. I'm trying my best with the pronunciations. Don't kill me here. They are going against Hazuki Kugoma and our girl Maika. Yes, I love this match. I thought they were great. I would love to connect with watching Stardom a lot more. I don't. It doesn't feel as accessible as watching New Japan. Like there's New Japan World, and they have the English commentary. All you gotta do is pay $10 a month to watch the shows and whatnot. New Japan is very accessible for the international audience, and Stardom, not really. And I wish we could see a little bit more with them. Micah's team end up taking the win. After this, we do have tag team action with Oleg Bolton teaming up with El Fantasmo to go against Rocky Romero and Takeshita. Rocky and Takeshita, they're repping Don Callis' family all the way in Japan, and I absolutely loved it. It would have been cool to see Uncle Don being over there as well, but I don't know what that situation is looking like. However, Rocky and Takeshita, they holding it down as a really great team. Not enough to take the win though, but I liked everyone here in this team. Now, oh Lord have mercy. President Tanahashi, thank you. Thank you for this. So, we had a multi-man match here that I didn't even really realize this was on the card. We had the entire TMDK going against Tajiri. Yes, Tajiri, you heard that. Tajiri, his hair, it's completely gray, flowy, and everything. It looked like he just came from a salon. Teaming up with President Tanahashi, Toriano, Yo, and I can't pronounce his name. I can't remember. Sorry, y'all. I can't remember his name. So everybody in the ring taking their time. The crowd is actually really feeling this. They're just like, holy shit, look at everybody in this ring. This is fucking amazing. So who's going to start up the match? Zack Sabre Jr. and Tajiri starts off the match. Oh my God. I've said it a lot of times that wrestling can be a sexual experience. And that was one of them for me. I was already in bed anyway. These two, President Tanahashi, give me this. This is a dream match. Okay, when we talk about dream matches, Tajiri moving like some of these young lions on a damn card, okay? So there's no issue in terms of Tajiri being 54 years old and what he can do in the ring. This guy is still moving flawlessly in the ring. And with just him and Zack Sabre Jr. locking up for the first few minutes, I'm telling you, like, my fucking heart almost exploded, okay? People on social media were just going crazy about it because it's just like, hey, President Tanahashi, book this, please. We would love to see this. It doesn't last too long, but they give you exactly what you're wanting. Just a little tease. If you don't like being played with for a little bit, they give it to you, and then the match continues to go on. Now, Tajiri's team, along with President Tanahashi, their team ends up taking the win. The Mighty Don't Kneel, baby. I don't know what's going on. We're taking quite a few L's as of late, and we need quite a few more wins moving forward. Now for what y'all was waiting for, the main, well, not the main event. It could have been the main, you know what? Probably not. Probably not. Naito Bushi's last match, they team up with Shingo Takagi and Hiromu Takahashi to go against Taka Michinoku, Taichi, Ishii, and Shota Umino. I'm gonna be honest here. For a farewell, I can't even speak, farewell match. This is not bad, but because they are not the main focus here and they're teaming up with other people, it wouldn't have felt like a farewell match to someone who had no clue what was going on. The crowd, they were making so much noise knowing what they were seeing. For the last time, Naito and Bushi being in the ring. Bushi already looked like he been crying. Even with that mask on, you can tell he's very emotional. And Naito, he comes out there, he playing it cool and everything. And, you know, they go ahead and have their match. A good portion of this match was Shingo and Umino pretty much just getting back into it for what they did from last night to just kind of take the load a little bit off of Bushi and Naito. But they do get a chance to do a little something in the ring, and I'm okay with it. It doesn't have to be something over the top. We don't need fireworks and fucking all this thing to make it seem like, hey, this is the last time we'll ever see them in the ring. That may be true. We don't know. But I thought for their last match, it was actually pretty decent and nothing to go goo goo gaga over. You know, after the match, you know, it's well, not all, but their team, despite them, you know, having their last match, they're all putting their fists together for Los Ingobernables to hop on and everything, and then they just leave. No speech, no nothing. Last week, they had me in bed crying, with everybody crying in the ring and all this shit or whatever. This time, it was just like, we're just going to go out there, have our last match, and just leave. And that's literally what they did. Now, after this, we do have 2 more matches. We do have the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship on the line. We had Yota Tsuji, damn, he is so good looking, going against Yuya Uemura, and really great matchup here. I didn't think Tsuji was going to lose this anyway. After the match, though, Gabe Kidd comes out. Gabe Kidd comes out, basically like, bitch, I want the title. I want the title. And to be honest, this would be a really great win for him to not just beat Tsuji, but for the Global Heavyweight Championship. I'm not against it if he were to win this. Now, I don't know when this match will end up taking place, but I'm a little hopeful for Gabe, to be honest with you, but I don't know if it's going to go that way. IWGP World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Goto goes against Cullum Newman. This is basically, we're sorry your tag team partner left the company and we had to vacate the tag titles. We did give you the tag titles back. You did win it back. But just for a little sorry, we're going to put you in the main event with Goto. Really great effort for Callum Newman. I think he's like 20. He younger than like 25, some shit like that. So that's one indication that he was not going to win this damn title. Definitely not off of Goto. Really great effort, but you know they gave him exactly what they promised. He had his little match, and he won. So a little more found respect from me for Callum Newman. However, Goto after the match, he's doing a little speech, and I'm not gonna lie, at that point, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning and some shit, and I'm just like, all right, I'm turning over and I'm going to bed. Now, I just turned over, and all of a sudden, all I'm hearing is gas from the whole crowd and shit. I'm like, well, what the fuck is going on? I jumped up a little bit, and then I see Zack Sabre Jr. walking to the ring, and I was like, babe, what you doing out here? Why you here? I know you are not coming out here to finally ask for your rematch, your much needed rematch. Now he comes on out there. He's speaking in Japanese, And I don't know what he's saying, but it's cute and everything. And the English commentators, they're translating what he's saying. Long story short, he's like, bitch, I want my rematch. I want my rematch, and I want it at Resurgence, which is on May 9th, like I said. And Goto, before he can even say anything, someone else come out. And who comes out? Shingo Takagi. He comes on now, and I was just like, I was just like, whoa, what is going on? I'm literally under my blanket, like, what the hell is going on? And to my neighbors, I'm really sorry about all the screaming. 3, 4 o'clock in the morning this past 2 nights. It's not going to happen again. It's not going to happen again. Now, Shingo Takagi comes on out there. He's obviously speaking Japanese as well. And I'm just like, I don't know what he's saying. But luckily for the English commentary that speak Japanese, I'm guessing, whatever, they translated. And then he goes on and he goes, oh, Goto, you have the title and you have your wife and your children and you're celebrating everything. He said, I don't have no title. I don't have no children. I don't have a wife. And when he said that, I said, yes, that's the confirmation the ladies was waiting on. He is single. Now, after I get the confirmation that I needed, he goes on to say, look, Zach beat me to it by bringing his ass out here first. So I'm going to let him get his match with you. And after that, whoever wins, I will go against the winner. And not just like, you know what, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Zack Sabre Jr., he agrees. And he's like, fuck off. Like, get out the motherfucking ring. This is my time right now. Because I am challenging him for the title. Shingo ends up leaving the ring. And then we have that last little stare off with Zack Sabre Jr. and Goto. Really great show. Really great show. It gave me everything I needed. I don't know about the rest of y'all. But I thought it was great. This is one of those reasons where I'm just like, I'm tired. More of my eyes are twitching from staying up late for the past 2 nights. All this wrestling I've been watching, and I'm fucking just like, when AEW give you that bullshit thing that they did in Collision last night, I have other options. New Japan gave me exactly what I needed, and I'm absolutely happy about it. If you don't watch New Japan, I encourage you to go ahead and check it out. You know, you don't have to be like me, staying up in the middle of the night and tweeting and all this shit about the show or whatever. You can watch it the next day or whenever you wake up. That will still be available on the New Japan World app. It is $9.99. And it is absolutely worth it. If you love to watch great wrestling, it's there. There's English commentary. They will fill you in on what's happening. The commentators are great. They're really great in terms of knowing the history of New Japan. And they'll fill you in with whatever little gaps that you just don't understand. Overall, it's a really great promotion. I'm just hoping for brighter days when it comes to New Japan. They've been doing really, really great, and I can't wait to see what ends up happening at the Resurgence pay-per-view. Don't forget, our champion, our CEO, will be at the Resurgence pay-per-view. She will be in a triple threat match against Azumi and Mina Shirakawa. Winner of that match will have the New Japan Strong Women's Championship. That's the purple cute title that CEO has been wearing. She's been champion for a long time. I don't really see this title going anywhere, but this is going to be a really great matchup. You guys, thanks so much for watching my review and letting me just talk about my love for professional wrestling. Like, I don't know what I'd do without this channel. All I want to do is just spread my love for professional wrestling, and I hope I am convincing at least a couple of y'all to go ahead and enjoy wrestling like I do. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.